chance it's not happening, there are 3 segments of business you must manage in a CRM. And this works in any industry for any business. You have to have past clients, current clients, and prospecting for new clients every day, all the time. A good CRM will help you manage your 3-ring circus. People you've worked with in the past are people that can refer you business and will do business with you again. The people you're currently working with are the people that are going to bug you and time suck you to death because they're your clients. You're working with them. They require your time, your attention. You have tasks, you have to-dos, you have things you have to do to make them a happy customer. The problem I have found without a CRM is you end up focusing on one area of business. You either have a bunch of business and you're busy with your clients, or you have no business and you're wondering where you're going to get your next client. So what I want to share with you today are a bunch of different CRMs that I've been privileged to travel around the entire country talking to hundreds of real estate agents and asking them, what is the key component or the key ingredient that has helped you be successful in real estate? And it always comes down to a good system, good assistance, good staffing, good work ethic, good tools. And in those tools is always, always, always a good CRM. And so I will ask them, what CRM do you use? Now, some people, like my friend Tammy Langford, she uses a Stenopad. That is not an iPad app. That is not a software application. It is a long, legal-size yellow piece of paper. And I say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek, but she really uses a Stenopad for her business. Now, sorry for the background noise, but that's my wife cooking something up there for her day. The other type of CRMs I'm going to be showing you are some are applications, some are online sites. But what I want to do is I want to kind of visit what a good CRM looks like, what it should do. I'm going to show a page here. Let me go ahead and full screen this, because here's one of the big dilemmas I found. People that are looking for a CRM are all going to have different needs, different wants. You have different criteria you're looking for in a contact relationship manager. Now, some of you, when you take a new listing, you have a list of things you have to do. You got to put a sign in the yard. You have to enter it into your MLS system. Some of you are going to do open houses. Some of you are going to create flyers. Some of you are going to have a broker's tour. Everybody is different, and everybody has a different list that they use or go by of tasks and to-dos on every transaction. Some of you do more, some of you do less. So I'm not going to say that there is a one-size-fits-all CRM for your business. What I will do today is show you quite a few different CRMs and let you pick and do the due diligence and research and decide which one works best for you. These are all the different sites that people have shared with me in my travels and journeys, and even on these webinars. In the questions box, if I don't mention one that you like or use, please pop that into the questions box so I can share it with everybody. So the question I like to ask people who are on the call or wonder if they need a CRM, if you're in any kind of a business, if you run any kind of a business, real estate, or any industry, and you're not sure if you need a CRM, this is the question I would ask you. What did you have for dinner last Tuesday? And most people won't remember what they even had for dinner. And my point in asking the question is because if you can't remember what you did a week ago or 2 weeks ago in the afternoon, not that having dinner and remembering what that was is so important, are you sure you're not missing or dropping the ball on some appointments or opportunities of clients that have been passing, said something like, hey, we're thinking about maybe selling soon, or yeah, we've been thinking about buying in that area, or we've got a couple properties, we might invest in more. So if you don't know where you've been, how can you know where you're going? If you don't know what you've had or done 2 weeks ago, how do you know what you're supposed to do 2 weeks from today? So how do you know for sure a good CRM? Now here's the big challenge. Here's the big problem I see across the industry. You're juggling 3 areas of business: past clients, current clients, and future prospects. Your current clients will keep you busy. Your past clients probably get neglected, and your prospecting suffers depending on how much current business you have. This is a trend, folks. Everybody meets this. Everybody comes to this hurdle at some point in your career. At some people, it's $1 million. At other agents, it could be the $5 million mark. Julia Carnahan, she's at the $20 million. $2 million a month on average, and you hit this hurdle. How do you manage all three of these? The key is to have the pipeline constantly flowing. It is a three-ring circus, and these three rings need to be constantly moving, constantly being attended to, and whether you do that by yourself or with assistance or with staffing or with a program or system like a CRM, you have to have all three working simultaneously. Now, here's again a big part of the challenge. There are so many ways to communicate and prospect with your contacts, both past, current, and future. Whether it's advertising, it's websites, handing your cards out in person, email, doing video, social media. There are just a ton of ways to connect with contacts. Those of you who have been participating in these webinars, you know my focus this year is three things. It's contacts, appointments, and closings. If I can get you more contacts, I'm going to get you more appointments. And if you're sitting at more appointments talking about the sale of real estate, you're going to close more deals, period. So which tools of these are you using? Some of you are using all of them. Some are using some of them. A good CRM should help you manage all of them. Your web ads, your print ads, your web pages, your blogs, your squeeze pages, your social media sites. Even your LinkedIn profile can generate you contacts and business. The question is, what program do you use to manage it? The second dilemma I see isn't just managing your three-ring circus, it's time management. There are a few areas of time that will always create a dilemma. One is client time management. The other one is your personal time management, and then business time management. So how much time are your current clients taking from you? How much time does your personal life take from you? And how much time does your business life? For everybody, folks, it's going to be different. You look at this chart, and sure, it's overwhelming, but you can't get away from looking at this chart and finding 10 things on here that are sucking the time out of your day, your week, your month, your year. Now, some of you have a really good referral base, and that's really the goal of most agents and top producing people I talk to. They want to build that referral base to where they're sitting back and just working referral business and don't have to prospect new business. They're working with existing clients and referrals from past clients and doing more business with past clients. But the question is, depending on the systems you have in place, do you really have room for more business? Be honest with me. Sit back right now, relax, take a deep breath. I want to ask you a serious question. If you took a listing during this webinar right now, be honest with me, be honest with yourself even better. If you took a listing during this webinar, and then day after tomorrow, Thursday, you get a call from somebody who found your profile on Zillow, and they're going to be buying some investment property, and they're coming over here from Japan, and they want to look at property all day because they're only here for one day, and they're coming on Thursday. Or no, they're Thursday, they're coming on the weekend, and you have to pick Saturday, Sunday, and then Friday you take another listing. Be honest with me. Are you busy? Do you got to get signs in yards and enter in data, and don't you have a family and a life? How are you still going to manage your entire business if you start getting busy? The key to this, folks, is having systems in place that will help you manage that time, whether it's people, systems, tools, CRMs. But again, these are really the biggest dilemmas I have seen where people come up against challenges. It's either the time management or it's the inability to manage the three different areas of the business. There's only so much time in the day, And folks, you know what I'm talking about. I'm getting some great comments and feedback here in the box about, you know, here's a great example. Some of you have a task list that's 30 items long. If I list my house with you right now over this call, there are 30 different things you're going to do that you commit to me to get me to list my home with you in your marketing and advertising campaign to get me the maximum amount of money with the least amount of stress for my home. I get that. There are others in here that you're having to minimize your service because you have a little bit more business and you can't do all those things. And then there's those of you that are promising the world because you have no inventory right now at all and you're desperate for that next transaction. I understand that. But you have to have that balance. So what I want to share today are just some I guess you would just call them concepts. And for each of you, now obviously everybody's different. You all drive different cars. You're all looking at a different computer screen right now. You all have different mobile devices, different hairstyles, shoes, purses, wallets, keychains. Everybody's unique, so you have to figure out what cycle works best for you. You can't be everything to everybody on every site, and so obviously you're generating leads or contacts from specific areas on the web, whether it's your website, it's your blog, your Premier Agent website, maybe it's a site like Zillow or Active Rain, or maybe you've joined some social network like Ning, and you're in there with all of the artists and you're selling homes to all the rich art collectors. Whatever your niche market is, that's where you're generating leads. Now, in the old school way, leads were generated by you contacting a title company. They printed out 500 mailing labels and you farmed an area. Folks, times have changed. People are the same, but the tools have changed. So the goal is to create a lead, turn them into a prospect. Well, now that's called relationship building, right? You don't just get a prospect. You have to build a relationship. You have to qualify them. Are they moving right away? Are they pre-qualified? Do they have money? Do they have good credit? All these steps and processes require systems or people. Now, you don't have to qualify people. You have a lender for that. You don't have to do title searches. You have the title company. You don't appraise the home. You should have a great team in place that allows you to utilize this CRM we're going to talk about, so that you can focus on one thing, marketing. You've got to get appointments, contacts, and closings. If you can generate more contacts, and that means people contacting you. That means if you have a website and you throw up a really great article today about the 1031 exchange or Prop 60 and how that works in your local demographic, then guess what? If somebody contacts you, that's a contact. So by using your marketing, sharing your experience, you create conversations, you have to build the relationship, there's brand affinity, and that's what generates revenues. This is the concept, but it goes way deeper than what you're seeing on the screen, and you all already know this. So how do we manage this? That's what I want to talk about. I call it the big C. You have to, and it goes like this, creating. You have to be creative. Obviously, you have to find your niche. What do you do that's unique? What makes you different? How do you stand out? If you were to stand in a lineup with 10 agents from your local market, what makes you different? Can you tell me right now in a sentence what makes you unique and different that you can use to build your business? So by creating valuable content, you will cultivate, captivate, capture, and convert clients, and then you clone those clients to getting you more business. This is the solution to every dilemma I've ever seen in real life and online. When you create great content online, you will cultivate traffic. You will captivate them by your great content, and this allows you to capture them. When you capture them, you can convert them into clients. If you're offline, if you've never seen a computer in your life, you walked into a room, into the Rotary Club or a local meeting or the bingo night, it is you that is the content. You will create a cultivating because of who you are, your personality. People will cultivate to you. You capture them by shaking hands. You capture them by exchanging business cards. You do a needs analysis. Hey, what do you convert them to clients This is the process. I know it sounds simplified, but this is the process you have to continually think of every day to focus on contacts, appointments, and closings using the Big C process. Now, customers are what counts. So let's talk about managing those prospects and clients. If you took a listing and somebody from Japan was going to look at property this weekend, and you took a listing on Friday, and then out of the blue you get a call on Sunday from a buyer that says they want to take a look at a house that they saw over 3 miles from your office, you start getting busy with busyness. Just come here, go there, running around, oh, got to do this, got to do that. How do you track right now the steps that you have to go through if you list my home? So first, what do? We sign a contract. Second, what do? We put a sign in the yard. Third, we put it in the MLS. 4, we hold an open house. 5, broker tour. Do you have a system that tracks what you've done and you check off the list? There are CRMs that do that. Now, if you like me, I need something to literally reach out of my computer, grab me by the throat, and go, Brad, pack your bags, you've got to leave. You've got to pay. I'm not talking about CRMs today. If I don't have a system in place to tell me, hey, I'll go in and write a blog post, or I'll go in and read, I'll find something to do. What type of a management system do you have in place, or do you need in place? Do you need alarms to go off? Are you an audio person? What's that? Oh, and then aesthetically at 7:30 in the morning? Or do you have to have an alarm go off and a snooze button so that it goes off repeatedly so that you will do the things you have to do? Here's what I want to share. As far as a basic CRM goes, there's only a couple types of clients. There's the client that is very, very serious and wants to buy or sell now. The A client, your A customers. These are the people you need to be focusing on. You need to be communicating with daily, hourly. And then you have the B customer, which is, hey, A clients are all taken care of. I need to focus on my B clients. And then you have the C clients. C client can range from everybody that's, hey, well, we're thinking about maybe in 6 months, or the kids are growing up, moved out, we thought about downsizing. But your A, B, and C clients obviously are categorized so that you can focus on them and apply tasks or campaigns or marketing and advertising drip systems in place. But there's nothing that will ever replace just you reaching out live and in person. Now, some of the CRMs I'm going to show you are what other agents tell me they swear by them. I have no vested interest in any CRM I'm going to show you other than Zillow's, because I think Zillow's got a pretty cool back-end dashboard CRM. But this is really up to you to look at these different things. Now, a good CRM has basics. What? My name, it's going to have my phone number. It's going to have information about me or what I'm looking for. There are all kinds of CRMs out there. Microsoft has one. Some of you are using Microsoft Outlook. Some of you are using Gmail and Google Calendar. There's no right or wrong today. What I'm going to share with you is just what's out there. Some are very elaborate. Some allow you to dive really deep into like what my social security and my children's birth dates, and it just depends on you and your relationships and the business kind of the business model that you want to use with your clients. What makes you unique? Keep that in mind. There might be one thing that you do for your clients that makes you very unique and stand out above the rest of the crowd. If that one thing isn't, it makes sure your CRM implements that one niche, or that one task, or that one item. So these are just some sample screenshots. These aren't the actual CRMs. This is actually a Microsoft CRM, but I'm just showing you screenshots of the in-depth programs that are out there and what they do. Here's another one called Desky, or Dexy. It's you can get into some really deep and detailed information, and you can also find some that you can customize yourself and build your own. Some are real estate related, some are not real estate related and have to be customized. We're going to talk about all of those in just a moment. So these are just some screenshots showing you, look at all this different stuff: clients, emails, activities, opportunities, customer contracts, vendors you've worked with and their contracts, sales orders. Lots of different stuff out there, folks. So I'm going to share the ones that I have seen and heard and tell you a little bit about them, and you can kind of jot this down, or I'll give you this presentation when we're done so you can all access this and go through so you don't have to write anything down. You can kind of focus on the screenshots. For those of you asking how to resize the screen, it's in the upper left-hand corner of the window. That does not apply if you're on a mobile device. So if you're needing to resize your screen or the window that's on your screen now, it's in the upper left-hand corner of the GoToWebinar window, the screen you're looking at now. There should be a viewer adjustment, and you can resize that larger or smaller based on your needs. All right. The first one I'm going to tell you about right now is called Salesforce. This is not specifically designed for real estate. However, I love, and agents use Salesforce because it can be customized. They have a great support staffing system. It is one of the top, generically claimed CRMs that I know of in any industry. And this is actually what Zillow uses as a CRM management tool. Salesforce, I would say, is probably the #1, in my opinion, CRM application or program out there. There's no software. It's all in the cloud. You can access it mobile. And we'll talk about some of the key things that are important, at least from what I've heard, in selecting any of these CRMs. So Salesforce is the first one. Here's another one called Zoho CRM. Now, some of you have probably seen this by Google. It's for Google Apps. There's some really great benefits to this. Now, what I'm going to do is tell you, I think once you lay out a plan of what you're going to be doing with your CRM, and as I said, the 3 things you need to remember in a CRM is your past clients, your current clients, and your future clients. A good CRM should address all 3 of those. And then there's transaction management and task or campaign management. And I think those are a couple of key items to address in a CRM. And then the last one would be mobile and support. You want to make sure there's good customer support, integration, the thing can be customized, and there's people that will actually answer their phone and support their system. Those are kind of the basic essentials that I think will be critical, and if any of those things aren't working, you're going to find frustration in your CRM. I've heard some great things about Zoho. I know that Google's got some great integration, but you have to sit down and kind of map out what you want in a CRM, your business model, and then see if the CRM is customizable or matches your specific needs for your business model. And there's probably other ones I'm going to miss, so if you see one that's similar or I do miss one, again, feel free to, and I'm seeing your comments, so feel free to put that in the questions box and I'll share that or address that. Here's another one called Landslide CRM. This is on the iPhone. One thing I also look for in these sites when I'm looking at a CRM is not just because some top producer in Austin, Texas said I use it and it's great, or Christina Wise says it works on the iPad and this is a wonderful CRM. I look at their page, folks, and I look at, do they have an 800 number? Do they have a sample? Here's a start trial. I kind of can get an idea just looking at their site if this is something worth even looking into. And remember, you owe it to yourself to see if these are tools that are going to be beneficial for you. Don't take anything I say. I don't use any of these except for the Zillow one I use on the back end. I use Salesforce because that's the Zillow CRM tool for the entire company. I was a trainer for Top Producer back when I was with the title company, so I have used that one. But all of these are just for you to do your research and decide if you think they'll work for you. This is strictly for mobile. Now here's one called IX Act Contact. Now, some of these, if you've heard of Outlook email, some of these companies will create these overlays. And when I say it's an overlay, it means it takes like the program called Act, or it'll take a program like Outlook, and it creates this overlay that is designed to be specific to an industry. So for example, this would be an overlay for Act, and it's designed for real estate. So here's somebody from Remax saying, I'm very pleased with iExact Contact. It's a great system that really helps me organize and manage my business, and the wireless sync works great. Here's from Masters Edge Real Estate. So as I said in the beginning, some of these programs and apps and sites I'm going to share with you are specifically designed for real estate. My opinion, my advice, my 2 cents is absolutely try to lean toward a program that's designed for real estate so you don't have to go in and try to customize it. I mean, go look at your Outlook right now. There's no field for bedrooms or baths or parcel number or homeowner's exemption, paid or non. There's no field for was this a foreclosure, short sale, or square footage. So you'd have to really get into Outlook, and you'd have to understand the programming and development side to design that thing to be real estate centric for you. Just like Salesforce. Salesforce doesn't have bedrooms and bath. First you have to design what industry you're in and what contact management system you're going to be having. Then you have to design those fields. So iExact is an overlay for the program Act, and I mean, it's worth checking out if you've ever heard of Act. It's a great program. So is Outlook. Market Circle. Market Circle has this thing, again, try it for 30 days. Looks like they have support. It's called Daylight. And again, it depends on what you're needing the program to do. Do you have tasks? Will it do your email contacts for you? Is it sync with your iPhone? What if you have an Android and it's not iPhone compatible? Got to do your research and due diligence and make sure that you pick the right one. Now I like this because I like the ease of use. There's my calendar, there's my contacts, there's any companies, there's the groups I've sorted people in. Remember A, B, C clients. Do I have any opportunities coming up? Yep, here's a couple people said they were thinking about relocating because they're going to have some kids and they want to be closer to schools. Here's all my tasks, all my appointments, all my notes. Again, check these out. It's going to be up to you to decide which one's best for you. Market Leader, you've all heard of Market Leader. For those of you who are on Active Rain, I know some people using the Market Leader. Apparently they have a broker version and an agent version. I don't know anything about their product. I've never even seen their CRM, but because when I travel, people will say, oh yeah, we use Market Leader for this, we use Market Leader for that. I'm going to throw it in as one of the CRMs to investigate. Microsoft Dynamics CRM. Microsoft is obviously a big player, just like Google, just like Apple. These are companies that obviously invest time and a lot of money and resources into developing different applications and softwares. I would check out Microsoft Dynamics CRM. I've actually seen billboards and traveling around the country about this program, just like I have Zoho. But this is one I would look at because Microsoft has the ability, just like they do with Outlook, for you to go in and customize and create different products and customize, in this case, a CRM to work really well for real estate. But I will tell you that their initial product is not designed specifically for real estate. Diverse Solutions. Diverse Solutions has, in fact, Diverse Solutions has built the back-end dashboard, and Diverse Solutions is the one responsible for the IDX feature that's offered in Zillow's Premier Agent websites. For those of you who had IDX Press prior to the acquisition by Zillow, or using DS Agent Mobile, or you're using DS Agent, check out diversesolutions.com. Even though they're a Zillow company, they still run their own unique site with their own products. Or if you have the Zillow Premier Agent websites, you can also utilize the back-end dashboard. And we'll talk about that at the very end of this webinar. I'll show you how to utilize that. Here's one. Now, this is not really a CRM. This is just an app I really liked. It's called Open Home Pro. You put this on your iPad or your iPhone, and when people come into the open house, this lets you capture them. They get to, you hand them an iPad and ask them their name. Are they working with an agent? Are they pre-qualified? Ask them a bunch of really great questions that tells you where they're at in the buying process, stores them on your mobile device, and then you add them to your CRM to follow up or apply a drip campaign or sales campaign to them at a future point. It's called Open Home Pro. Here's another one, Top Producer. Many of you have heard of Top Producer. The one thing I used to love about Top Producer is it did have a hand that reached out and grabbed me by the neck and said, Brad, here's all the things you need to do today. Now, as I said in the beginning, a good contact management system, in my opinion, should address all three areas of your business. So let's say I've got 28 letters I need to send out today for my prospecting campaigns. Let's say I've got 16 tasks I need to complete for the existing clients I'm working with. And let's say I've got 2 anniversary, 5 birthday, and 6 special letters I need to send out for past clients. It tells me on today's calendar everything I need to do for all 3 rings of my business. This is, again, something that you'll find in a good CRM. I know Top Producer has that. The other thing I liked about Top Producer is at one point they had a bunch of letters, hundreds of letters, where if you were my client, I could assign a 20-year after close action plan to you, and every month you're going to get a contact from me for the next 20 years. Now, you had to go in and customize the letters, and it took some time to modify them. I know there's those that love the program, hate the program. That's irrelevant, or it's not relevant. The point of it is Top Producer does have some pretty cool components and tools, and as a previous certified trainer prior to my Zillow and Active Rain days, I thought it was literally one of the best CRMs out there because it fully managed my business, and I could show agents how it would manage their business. Contact Me, this is another CRM, definitely worth looking into. Contact Me is, I've had a few people tell me that are using it. It's a minimal CRM. It's not one of the big, one of the big dogs. But I have seen some samples of it, and I do know a few agents that are using it. Definitely worth checking out. Here's another one. You'll see these folks at many of the events, the NAR conventions, Inman booths and stuff. WiseAgent.com. Again, what I like about their customer service is really good. You can call and get somebody to answer the phone. But I like, again, the system has marketing tools, has contact management, has transaction management, has time management tools, lead tracking, synchronization. It's mobile. There's even document storage so you can print the transaction electronically for your client at close, put that onto a CD-ROM. Lots of great features and tools. It's called wiseagent.com. Let's see another one. Realty Juggler. This was one that was shared with us during a class here. It's obviously designed specifically for real estate agents. It's called Realty Juggler. Just go to realtyjuggler.com, real estate software. Again, it was put into the questions box. Somebody said, have you ever checked out Realty Juggler? I did go look at the site. I looked at some of the features. Definitely falls into a category that would be worth investigating as a CRM for real estate, especially since it's specific to real estate. Here's one called Net Aspects. Pretty elaborate company here. These guys go pretty deep. You can see they're endorsed and used by Realty World, Sotheby's International, Exit, Avalar. Again, another one, you can take their free demo, you can talk to their salespeople. They got an 800 number, their site's pretty clean. The features of the program are very clear. So once you know what you're looking for, when you go to their site, you can kind of research and say, you know what? It's like buying a house. This thing's got 85% of what I'm looking for. I can build out the rest. It's called Net Aspects. There's the information there. And let's see here. Go to the next one. We're almost done, folks. This is a new one, Profit. It's an easy CRM, and this is an Outlook overlay. So if you are using Outlook, and that's where all your clients are, you might want to check out just adding a simple overlay to Outlook that will make it more real estate centric. You won't lose your existing clients, but this is one I've heard, again, doing a webinar. Somebody said Profit was worth looking into, so you might want to check that one out. Agent Office, this is one I've talked to these folks many times at the conventions. I've seen their booths. Like what they're doing. They have some great features, definitely worth checking out. It's called Agent Office. They have a free trial. You can try it for 15 days. And again, I think a company that lets you try their product for any limited amount of time is great. Just don't put all your contacts in there. Put 4 or 5. Run through a scenario. Maybe take one client you're working with and run through the processes and the tasks and the follow-up. See what it offers, and then decide if it's worth the money. Some of these are going to be cheaper. Some of them are going to be a little more expensive. It just depends on what you're looking for. Agent Achieve. Some of you have heard of this program. They have 2 modules. They have the broker's module. So if you're a broker and you're wanting to help transaction management with your specific agents, they have a broker version. If you're just looking for the CRM as an agent, you could go to the agent benefits, check out their site. There's an 800 number. There's client testimonials. I've looked at a couple of the features, and again, it ties into the things I was saying earlier. It's about contacts, appointments, and closings. It's about managing past clients, current clients, and future clients. And I think the fact that it has to work with mobile is a new feature that a lot of these companies jumped on the wagon and said, hey, we're going to make it happen. Here's another one that's an overlay for ACT. ACT is a program that back, I want to say 10 years ago, there was a program called Q&A and ACT. And there was another one out there called Goldmine. That's right, Goldmine was another B of A use. Bank of America used to use the Goldmine CRM management tool for their entire company. ACT was like kind of the only program that was out there like Outlook. And so now you're going to see a lot of these real estate overlay applications. This one's called Sage ACT, but pretty good stuff. Like I said, I've researched most of these. Now here's one that's used by a lot of your MLSs, and so I don't want to forget to tell everybody, make sure you check with your MLS to see what they offer you. You pay a membership fee as part of your board for things like IDX and for access to different tools. And some of the MLSs here, CRMLS and PWR and BSAOR and Laguna and these different MLSs have access to something called MLS Office, which is a real estate business management tool. And it's free. It's included in your membership dues. So check with your MLS and then drop a little hint. Say, hey, some of the MLSs around the country are providing this for their members. And, how would it be if you provided something like this for us? I'm not trying to, get you to put your neck in the guillotine, but some MLSs are doing. I'm just saying it's worth at least looking into. And this again is one of those programs that the MLSs are buying into because it is mobile. It does synchronize through the cloud, and it's offering the tools and the features that those local members are asking for. Some people don't want to dive real deep into a CRM. They don't want it to be real elaborate. Some people don't care about putting in the parcel number and all that information. They just want names, bedrooms, baths, square footage, year built, sold, and then some client information to couple along with that, and then throw campaigns and letters and text messaging and follow up, put their social networks. Did you know that when they designed CRMs, most of these people don't even have a field for your Facebook URL or for your blog site or for your Twitter handle or your YouTube channel? Nowadays, you're starting to see CRMs that incorporate information about social media right into the CRM. Look, if your client's on Facebook, folks, don't you want to know what their Facebook page is and be able to kind of communicate with them and see what they're up to? And absolutely. So again, these are some of the things you want to look into. This last one here is called EurekaWare. It's an Outlook overlay contact management for Microsoft Outlook. Again, you're used to seeing Outlook look one way. This takes Outlook and makes it more real estate centric. So then you can schedule an email, schedule a meeting, schedule a call. For me, action plans are important. I don't want to have to think about it. If I'm going to list your house today, the 20 things I have to do until I get it sold, I want them to fall into an action plan, show up on my calendar, and I don't want to have to think about it again. It just needs to be a click, boom, done, and now I'm efficient. I never miss a beat. You're happy, I'm happy, time is managed, and business gets done. This again is just more information on that program. It's the Outlook overlay. And the reason I'm emphasizing this is there's a lot of overlays for Outlook. And the reason I, again, emphasize it is because many of you use Microsoft Outlook as your email manager. Many of you are also using it to put your clients in. It's pretty efficient. Why not go ahead and maximize that until you find something better? Now, you can go to google.com. You can search for things. You're going to find, like I said earlier, Goldmine is a great CRM. Sage Act Pro for Act. Microsoft CRM for Outlook, or in Outlook, actually. Other top CRM companies, there's top 40 CRM. You can do more research, but the ones I shared today are primarily ones other agents have shared with me or that I know about from seeing them use them in the business. You should take a look at each of them. The point is that if you do the one thing that's unique, that makes you stand out, that separates you from the crowd, if you're doing that consistently, I promise you it's going to make a huge difference. You have to be able to I don't want to say manipulate, I hate that word, but you have to be able to manipulate the tools that are available to you through your CRMs. If you have one thing that makes you stand out and you get busy and you forget to do those things because you get busy with your current clients or your past clients or your prospecting, somebody's going to get neglected, somebody's going to forget. And the key to all of this is that you have to be able to follow up effectively with every single past client, every single current client, and every single prospect. There are now so many ways to communicate. It used to be the only way you could do it was in a letter or over the phone. You either had to pick up the phone and call your clients, or you had to send them a letter via the U.S. snail mail system. Now you have social media, you have text messaging, you have smoke signals and carrier pigeons, and you have all these ways. The key is you have to utilize these ways to follow up with your contacts, and the secret is do it in the way that they like best. So with a good CRM, if your client prefers to be direct messaged on Facebook, or they have an ego and love you posting things on their wall, or if they prefer that you call them and never send them email because they're bombarded by email, these are things you put in the notes of that client in your CRM, so you're contacting and following up and communicating with them in the ways they prefer. Now, where do you go to get this? Hopefully I've been able to fill in a couple of missing pieces. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle when it comes to really maximizing your efforts in real estate. But this one you're going to get right here if you just go to CRM Contact Management. I put this up on SlideShare. If you just type in Google the best CRMs for real estate, I'm going to keep adding to this list. So if I find others, if I come across some in the questions box today, which right now I don't see too anybody addressing any CRMs. Is anybody using a CRM right now that you swear by, that is helping you manage your life, is giving you peace, love, and joy, and is giving you balance, and is just helping your business? If it is, throw it out. I'll share it with everybody. But I will keep adding to this list. In fact, I think here's a couple I did add right. Here's one called High Rise HQ. As the new CRM was brought to my attention, it was a good one to add to the list. I want to thank Leslie Urbisol for sharing it with me. Check this one out, folks. It's called highrisehq.com. I'm going to show you another one. There's another one, Lone Wolf. Be sure to check out Lone Wolf. It's a business tool and CRM company. They kind of do custom stuff. What does Loyal say? Okay, no, that's something different. She's just leaving a comment there. So if you Google those words, the best CRMs For real estate, you'll find my slideshow. Again, these are kind of the key things I felt are important. Your CRM should be available via a mobile device. It should be real estate centric if possible. Now, if you have to customize one or have it built out, that's okay too. I like an automated task manager calendar. I don't want to have to go to different segments and be on my computer for a half hour. I want to pull up my calendar for today and have it address my entire business model. Not just my past clients and not just my tasks for today with my existing listings and buyers and not just my prospecting. I want it to address all three. And if you get a really good CRM, it'll also throw in your personal. It'll tell you at 6 o'clock you need to swing by the store and grab some milk and eggs on the way home. If you can get a CRM that manages your past clients, your current clients, your future prospects, and your personal life, man, you've landed a good program, and they are out there. Also, the CRM should be customizable to meet your day-to-day needs. As you get to those hurdles, as you get to the $1 million mark and you reach a plateau and you can't get past it, you're going to have to remove some things. You're going to have to delegate some things. You're going to have to hire some staff. You're going to have to change your CRM. Make sure you don't get into something that's locked that you cannot customize. And then the bonus is if you've got a transaction management system, follow-up, task managers, drip campaigns, time management, those are all bonuses in a good CRM. Now, I did mention I was going to go back and show you one really cool feature that I like. It's on the Zillow backend. Remember I said Diverse Solutions has some really cool tools. So when you go to your Zillow website, if you just go to Zillow.com, you'll know you're logged in because it'll say Agent Hub up here. See this red? Notice there's nothing red on the entire screen except up here. This is your contact manager, folks. It's red. It says you got 10 new contacts from Zillow. There should never be a number there. It means you've waited too long to respond to a contact from Zillow or from your Premier Agent website. So to get to that, you can either click on the 10 or just click on Contacts. Now this is the back-end contact manager on Zillow. It's not elaborate. It's not some crazy knockdown $69 a month task manager, time management, do your dishes CRM. It's a basic CRM. But what it does do, it will tell you if you get a new contact, it will be red. You'll be notified by the red number up here at top. You can come into the contact manager here, and there's a few things I just want to show you briefly. From the options menu, you can edit this client. You can add notes. You can mark them no longer as new, or you can keep them as new based on if you want to access them later in the future. You can email the contact right from here. Maybe this is somebody who just keeps calling you about rentals and you're just like, this person is spamming me. You could archive them or mark them as spam. Archiving means you're just putting them in an archive. You can also check them over here to mark them as a favorite. Favorite meaning the next time you want to search by favorites, you click on the little star and only your favorites appear at the top. Now, a few features I want to point out here are, number one, you're going to have the contact's name, their phone number, their email address. You're going to know if they came to you via an email or they called and left you a message. You're going to see the message they left, but here's what I really like, is that you can go in and you can actually make notes. So as you're writing notes and you're putting dates and times and tasks, you can put your task list or your campaigns right here in the notes. So follow up needs, let's say needs to relocate in 2 months. Okay, and then you can, every time you do something, you can leave yourself a note. So you can use this, and then if you did have somebody in here that, or somebody you wanted to add, let's say you're an open house, you can actually add contacts by just clicking on the new Add Contact button right up here in the upper corner, in which you can put their name, their phone number, email, what type of a contact are they, what is their real estate time frame. Remember I said, are they A, B, or C? You can put their location, their price range, what they're looking for, what type of a home. You can put all kinds of notes here, and then you can save that client right here, just clicking Save. Now, for those of you who, excuse me, wow, who have a bunch of contacts already in Zillow, and you're wanting to send them to, maybe you have Wise Agent, or you're using that Outlook overlay, or that iExact, or a Goldmine, or whatever contact management system you're using. You can scroll down to the bottom of all your contacts on Zillow, and there's a link right here, folks. It says export to CSV. So you can click on this link, and this will export everything you have here in Zillow to a CSV file format. Now it creates this file, then you can go into your other CRM manager and you can import this CSV file into your favorite CRM. So for those of you who have contacts that are here in Zillow, they're not stuck here and they're not useless here, you can export them, then import them into your favorite CRM. One of the other features I really like about the Zillow CRM is if I choose to email this person back right from here, let's see if this pulls up. It might take a second because it's going to launch a default Safari email browser. But I want to show you something that's really cool. This will automatically put notes. Don't restore. I don't really want to restore. I don't want that on my screen either. Let's move that out of the way. All right, so you should be seeing this email box. Let's let this load. Okay, now what you're going to see is the actual email opens up. So check this out. When I click on reply back to that client through the Zillow Contact Manager, look what it puts here in the BCC field. So Zillow's Contact Manager will take the note, whatever it is that I type in this Contact Manager or this email response, it will take whatever information I type here and it will put this over in the notes over on that file. Folks, that is too cool. I have, let's see, can I type there? Boom. Okay, so yeah, see, it's going to go to the actual customer, and then it's going to go BCC, so the customer can't see that. That stands for blind carbon copy. And what it's going to do is it's going to put this note that I'm saying, I have the perfect home available today for you to see. Okay, it's going to take this note, folks. This is genius. It's going to take this note and it's going to add that note right over into my contact manager on my CRM. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. That note will then appear right here in these notes on this person's file. How does it know how to do that? It's magic. It's a couple great comments. I won't repeat that though. So the nice feature again is that if I do reply and email a contact through the contact manager here, whatever I say in that email, as long as I include that BCC to my contacts, it will know that it comes back to this specific contact and it will place that note right here in the notes. You'll see it appear here next time you load that contact. Now there's a couple of other key features, and I know they're going to keep on building this out, this CRM manager. But right now, let's say you want to search your contacts on Zillow. You can come in here to this advanced search, and let's say all you remember is the person was looking for a $300,000 home. You remember it was a 3-bedroom. You think it was a 2-bath, but we'll leave it 0. And you're certain it was a single-family home, and you know they're a buyer. You can go in and maximize some of the features by using the advanced search and pulling up only those properties and going, oh, that's right, it was Natasha Freitas, and then click on it or pick up the phone and call that client back. Notice as I click on these contacts that have been starred, as I unstar them, they go away. But as I click on each one that says new, remember it's important to address these right away because these are brand new leads, brand new contacts. When you click on these contacts, you'll notice that number at the top of the page will change. Now it says 7. And each time I click on one of these contacts, that number continues to change. So you always want to address the new ones first. And here's the secret, folks, quick response. Now I'm going to give you another tip that I don't normally share in this session, but since I have a couple minutes left, I'm going to do that. When you get a contact from Zillow, so for example, here's Natasha. It came from an email. I click on it. It says new, right? It came in 3 minutes ago. Here's what I would do. I would reply back to this contact by clicking on email contact, and I would say, you know, whatever property, your question, ... And then here's what I would say to this person. I'm not going to type it. I'm just going to say it. I received your contact through Zillow, and while I'm pretty certain I know what it is that you're looking for, I need to be absolutely positive, period. Therefore, comma, what is the best way to communicate with you, question mark. Email, phone, text message, social media, question mark, send. That's all you have to do, folks. If you just ask people the first question of how should I communicate with you, 90% of the time they're going to respond back to you saying email me, text me, phone me, call me, just answer my question. But they're going to reply because you're not asking too much of them, but it is an important component of a business and personal relationship. Communication is important. And by you showing that you care how important it is and that you're asking them what's most important to them and what's the best way, they're not going to tell you, hey, I'm interested in this house, but I don't want to tell you how I want you to communicate with me. So take advantage of all the leads you get from Zillow, from your website, from internet, from Facebook. It doesn't matter where you get leads on the web. You've got to build that relationship, and sometimes you have to do it slowly. A question like how do you want to communicate might get the digital handshake to happen, and they'll actually respond to you. I can't tell you how many people contact me and say, Brad, I got X amount of leads from Zillow or from XYZ or from ABC, but they're not responding back to me. The key there is it must be something you said. Look, they're reaching out to you at their own free will. If they're not replying back to you, then I have to point that back at a user issue. Something you're saying, something you're not doing. If somebody just sends you a lead and says, I'm interested in this property, that's nice. What are you supposed to say to that? Great, thank you. I'm interested in this property. Okay, what? What do you want to know? I mean, and that's what some people are saying. Don't say that. Don't write back and go, what do you want to know? Write back and say, hey, well, I'm pretty certain I think I know what you're looking for. I want to be absolutely positive. So what's the best way? You want me to call you? You want me to send you an email? Should I send you a text message? Do you want me to contact you on Facebook? And then make sure you end with a question. That question, what's the best way? And I promise you, these people will respond. Mike's asking a question, I think, here. Do you know any CRM that has drip email other than Top Producer? You know, Mike, there are some out there. I think Wise Agent is one. Off the top, I don't. That's a great question to ask. And Mike, I got to be honest with you, that is a key. Because to me, regardless if you're an A, B, or C client, I'm going to apply a drip campaign to you. And it might not just be email. My drip campaigns are going to include a knock on your door at some point. They're going to include an email. They're going to include a snail mail from the U.S. Post Office. They're going to include a phone call. So I call them drip campaigns as opposed to just emails. But make sure you ask, when you call those CRM companies, make sure you ask them that. What kind of drip campaigns, follow-up, task management, to-do lists can I create, and how do they work? Remember, everybody has a preference for communicating, and you have to use all of them at some point. Both email, phone, text messaging, door knocking, in person, and the U.S. Postal Service to really maximize these. One last thing before I let you go, because we're a minute over and it's time to let everybody out. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the Zestimate. I'm not just going to talk about a Zestimate. I'm going to show you folks how to master this thing. When you're done with this session tomorrow, if you folks sign up for this session right now, I promise you this. You will walk away from tomorrow's class with the knowledge, hoping and praying that every person in your area and anywhere in the country calls you up and asks you about the Zestimate. You will be the Zestimate master. I will show you how to convert a Zestimate question into a closed client. The Zestimate, I'm going to show you how to make it the easiest tool to prove why you're the local expert and how to use this tool to get more business and you know what to do with. Thursday, I'm doing a Premier Agent onboarding for you new Premier Agents, and then Friday, don't miss this. This is going to be one of my favorite. I always love having a special guest. Brian Tessier is going to come show you how he took his business from $40,000 in a year and almost losing his real estate business to this year where he's making over $200,000 because of one thing, and it's his reputation and what his clients have to say about him. It's called client reviews, and the power of how a client review can build your business so you don't have to. That's on Friday. I hope you folks will register, and more importantly, I hope I was able to give information to help. Remember, folks, don't get distracted. Your real estate business is about three things. You have to have contacts. You've got to be out there with appointments. That's the only way you're going to close deals. If the tools are getting you the contacts, appointments, and closing, then use them. If the tools are distracting you and keeping you from doing business, like just playing on the internet or being bejeweled on Facebook, then step back, use Control-Alt-Delete simplicity, and say, you know what, I need to focus on the basics. Contacts, appointments, and closings are what going to pay my bills this month in real estate. So thanks, folks, for joining me. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. If you have any Zillow questions, we have a customer service hotline right here. And then lastly, hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Zillow Zestimate. I call it But Zillow Says webinar. Thanks, folks. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you back here next time. Take care. Bye-bye.